With all the gaming sites full of editorials and fluff pieces, it can be hard to stay up to date on the news from the gaming industry. The Sometimes Geek podcast is a quick and easy listen each week that covers the major headlines and the occasional review, with thoughts from an everyday gamer. You can find us at sometimesgeek.com or on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Dude had so much fun the last time that he couldn't get enough and he wanted some more.
Oh yeah, I did. That beer and hanging out with you was one of the best things that ever happened in my life.
That's what everybody says after they hang out with me.
Now I understand why you have it, because once we hang out with you, it's just there's nothing better in life.
Thank you. You're episode number 21, so you were 19 and now you're 21.
I'm old enough to drink.
Yeah,
buddy.
Speaking of drink, this week's drink, Capital Brewery from I believe this would be from Madison, Wisconsin, which makes sense. Capital, it is the capital of Wisconsin. I got a little bit of a 6-pack variety pack, so right now we're diving into the Mutiny IPA, another IPA, 6.2% alcohol, 70 on the international bitterness unit.
Oh, that's much higher than last time.
Yeah, pretty bitter. We'll give that a try. Have you had Capital Brewery ever before? Have you ever had this before?
I've had the Lakeshore before, the lakefront.
The Lake House?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's pretty cool. It's amazing how many breweries are actually in Milwaukee and in Madison. I knew there were some, but I didn't know there was this many. It's crazy.
Well, since you turned me on to the Madison beers, I've been
I've
been doing them a lot more, and it's weird. You can taste the difference from where you get them from. Even that short of a distance, you can taste the artistry.
They have different recipes and everything like that. This is their first India Pale Ale. Has a bright amber hue with an upfront flowery citrus aroma. Mutiny packs a punch, yet remains remarkably drinkable. So it's like a brewer's caramel. The hops are Warrior, Cascade, Simcoe, and Zythos. What does that mean?
It's a nice clear beer.
Couldn't tell you.
But I would think with all the stuff they're saying, it'd be clear. But
I got hair on my tongue.
Oh, ingrown or external?
Ingrown? Is there such thing as an ingrown hair on your tongue?
I had an uncle that grew hair on his tongue, and it was really gross.
Ooh, it drinks like a dark beer.
Oh my God, yeah, it does.
That's crazy.
If my eyes were shut, I would think, yeah, that's definitely if it tastes like a dark beer.
It really does.
But what's shocking me is I expected maybe that's what the bitterness units are.
Yeah,
it's not bitter; it just tastes dark.
Huh.
It's very good, but it's really clear.
It looks like
slightly.
It looks like a medium tint, I'd say. So it's not really a light beer, but it's on the way. It's an IPA though. IPAs are, they're kind of hoppier, but this is pretty hoppy
if
compared
you put
to last
black
week's.
and tan, I would think that would be the tan part, but it really tastes like a. I don't want to say Guinness because Guinness isn't as good as this, but.
You don't like Guinness?
I love Guinness, but this tastes better for me.
You can taste the caramel on it for sure.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it. I really do.
I'm shocked by the taste because if you look, hopefully you'll put a picture. If you look at it,
I gotta take a picture.
The
Thanks
look
for the
and the
reminder.
taste is different.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely different, but it's still really good.
Extremely foamy.
It is pretty foamy.
I guess it's a boat beer.
So the other ones that I got are the Lake House, which we might dive into, and then I got the Ghost Ship, which I want to save for the next Strange Brew episode.
Because it's scary.
Ooh, scary. Everyone likes themselves some scary stuff. Nah, mean. We got to line up for this photo. Should I get the dog in the background? Should I get Lola in there?
Lola's a camera hog, so you might as well. Beer selfie coming up.
Kind of. I got it. All right.
So you know what's better than beer? Free beer. And the fact that we get free beer, God bless America.
Yeah, this is free beer, so I like it. I like it though, and even if I would pay for this beer.
Oh, big time! I'm very impressed with it because like I said, it's just I'm still kind of I don't like to repeat myself, but it's like I'm in awe of the taste versus what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, since we last
if you're a dark beer lover and you want to try an IPA,
it's pretty good.
That's the one.
So last time we spoke, since then you've kicked off your own podcast, the Midwest Bostonian.
Yeah, you inspired me a lot. I appreciate.
Thanks, man.
It's funny how friends mentor each other, and I realized that I like talking with you about what we're doing, and the Midwest Bostonian allows me to talk about the fact of how everybody makes fun of my voice and how I'm different out here.
No, so people really do make fun of your voice.
Oh, it happens a lot.
I just feel like I must be not in the norm, then I guess here, because I don't really. It doesn't bother me, and I don't think, like you said, some people say it sounds like it makes you sound stupid, but I don't think so at all.
Yeah, I don't understand.
When I first met you, I could tell you're from Boston because you have an accent. It's like if somebody came up from Dallas, I could tell they're from fucking Texas because they have an accent.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
It doesn't make you sound dumb.
I don't
understand.
Don't
get it.
I think it's something to do with the fact that there's a lot of people around here that they're not as worldly as people that come from the city or like us, and they get stuck in the town for a while, and then they only know that. So when they hear something different, I think it stands out to them a little more, because I don't have the problem with. I look at it the other way, that there is accents here, and I don't see it that way. And so it's like, if I saw it the same way and we're both ribbing to the same level, like football, I don't mind that part, but to just come up to me because of my voice and say, "Are you a gangster?" or and that kind of stuff. It's a lot of people that hear me on the radio and they meet me in real life. They're like, "Oh, you sound so big and tough on the radio." It's like, I'm just me. I don't understand. If I was home, one thing I'm going to do when I go home, I fly home the end of next week.
Cool.
Is I'm going to bring my recording equipment with me and just record the family. And I think people will freak out here.
Is that going to be dangerous?
It'll be dangerous, but it'll be cool in a way that they're going to realize that I'm actually probably the most subdued one. And if any of them moved out here, they'd be in big trouble. They're some crazy people.
I mean, you got to think about it. Every family has its craziness to it, and everything like that. But so sometimes I have family out in Alaska because of my wife, obviously, and it's like some people they'll ask me where I'm from because I do sound slightly different,
and that's okay if they say where you're from because there's an interest. But when they just make a rude comment out of the blue, it's
so what's something that people would say to you? I've never had to deal with it because I wasn't born in Wisconsin, but I've been raised in Wisconsin since I was a kid. Since I was a baby, 6 weeks old. So I was born in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And then we moved back here, just closer to the family. I got half my family in Wisconsin, the other half in Minnesota. So it just worked out like that.
I think that's part of the reason why we get along is because you see that difference because you're more worldly. But
maybe
I think it's more of the stereotype and recognition. I don't know. I guess it's I don't know. There's got to be other things or similarities that happen in everybody's lives. There are things that they're sick of, but like the whole, park the car in Harvard Yard.
What is that from?
I have no clue. I mean, there's a place called Harvard Yard. It is a big parking lot in Boston, but it's near where the big tall ships are. But,
okay, I didn't get that. Like I didn't.
And then are you wearing your car keys or are you using your car keys? Get it? It sounds like the pants, and it's that stuff's not bad. People always they go say khakis. Yeah. So when you say khakis, is it your pants or is it what you drive your car with? And it's like okay, yeah, I've heard that one before. And I can't think. There's certain names like if what's Guns N' Roses' real name? Bill Bailey. I'm sure like they'd go to him, hey, won't you come home? And it's just like this repetition part. And that stuff doesn't get to me as bad as the people that are like, hey, you from Boston? And I'm like, yeah, how you doing? Like you said for Alaska. And then they just go up, Patriots suck. And it's like, what? Wait, hold on a minute. What? Hi, how are you?
The Patriots don't suck.
Well, I don't even care if they do.
Let's be honest. They don't. They don't suck.
That's part of the problem. Is in a way, I wish they'd have a winning season, and maybe I'd get less huff. I got a problem with the Patriots in a way because growing up, I didn't like the Yankees because they won so much, and I felt like they paid their way through, and that's why I became a Red Sox fan because I actually was born closer to New York, but then I moved at a younger age, like you, to the Boston area. So at first, I was a Yankee fan, but then as I've grown up, I'm going, wow, these guys are just paying for it. And so it's like, wow, the Patriots are kind of the Yankees of football.
Not
and
really.
I think that to myself.
Not really. Haven't they had Tom Brady since day one?
Yeah, but you look at what other people say. I guess maybe I buy into it too much.
That would be great if like you were at a Patriots game and when Tom Brady, they go Tom Brady when he comes running out of the tunnel
and
and
do the big
like
when we did the big
fucking
Geronimo last week.
Yeah, Geronimo.
I just I don't know. I think it's like they say people take less money. Well, the Tom Brady thing. He takes a pay cut to keep so other players can come in, and they call that cheating. But
that's a good player.
Your wife makes a million times more than you make. He's playing football as a hobby. So what do you want to do? His wife makes way more income than he ever thought of making.
Yeah, but I mean, what does it matter? Like, for Tom Brady, it's about winning games. It's about winning being the fucking best, and he is one of the best, but if not the best.
People call it cheating.
It's not cheating.
I mean, I'm surprised there wasn't tight end gate. All the gates. I mean, how many gates does the Patriots
tight
need?
end gate? Why? Because Gronkowski.
Martellus went back.
Martellus Bennett, yeah, he went back.
And
whatever, but he's not even playing. He's on IR right now,
which tells me he really was hurt.
Yeah. So, I believed him that he was hurt. I am a Packer fan. I love the Packers. I'm wearing a Packer shirt right now, but
and I don't have a problem with that.
Well, it's for fuck's sake. It's a football team. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I like to. I'll give the little ribs or little jabs at people. Like, if they're a Viking fan and we beat the Vikings, I'm gonna be like, I'll give them a little joke. But I went to the Packer game in Minnesota this year. They lost. Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone. And of course I got shit for it. Of course. And you know what? I took it because it's just part of the game. It's all fun.
It was limited shit.
Yeah.
When I get the shit, it's just I could be too sensitive to it. The problem really could end up being me. And so it's
it's a team. To me, it's just a sport that I like, and I watch it, and I like a team. But of course, I get fired up when they do lose because you don't want to see them lose. You never want to see your team lose.
No one does because it upsets you. But you saw me when the Packers come close by. Mm-hmm. I'm a Patriots fan, but I love the NFL and I love football.
I like football.
And the chance
I don't know if I like the NFL. I like football.
Well, you know what I mean. I like the players. I mean, it's the best of the. In my mind, it's the best of the best.
Oh, for sure.
And the chance that a football player's there, I don't care if they're Packers, Patriots, or
the problem.
Vikings. It's I just like the chance that I get to meet them, and then because I go there and I ask questions because I get a chance. They say, "Who wants to ask a question?" And they're like, "What are you going up there for?"
You ask respectful questions.
Yeah, they're like, "Are you converting?" And it's like, "No, I get a chance to talk to a professional wide receiver. Who wouldn't?"
Yeah, for sure. And the one thing like you've mentioned before is sometimes like actually last week I think the show was pretty full. Like all the seats were taken, but sometimes they don't. It all depends on how they play and everything like that. But the problem with the show that we have is that we're in that Fox Valley area. We're an hour south of Green Bay, and there's so many other shows going on and sometimes they have the bigger names. That's where the people from Fond du Lac are going up to Appleton to go listen to Jordy Nelson, or they're going up to Green Bay even to go talk to, Mason Crosby and stuff like that. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. But we get good players. I mean, Aaron Jones is bringing Kenny Clark.
I'm excited about that.
That's gonna be. I mean, those are fucking good names, man. And it's cool. Yeah, we get to meet them and in a really like pretty intimate setting,
real calm, and they're always nice. That you don't ever. I mean, some of the Patriots players, and it comes with it. It's like, oh, well, actually, when the Red Sox, switching sports for a second just to make a point, but when the Red Sox came, all the games, and I'm such a huge fan, and obviously my voice stands out from the crowd. Certain players were there, but Dustin Pedroia, he was an asshole, and it's like. That's the problem when you get to teams that are more popular. But I'll tell you, every Packer player I've met, real respectful. Like,
nice,
hey, can I get a selfie? And they stop and smile. It's like they said something, and I don't know enough about the Packers to know, but like there's some code. And it's like, whatever that code is, it's working.
Yeah.
They never get in trouble or nothing.
No. Well, sometimes,
little stuff. I mean, everybody's
Aaron
doing
Jones
pot these days.
got caught with the reefer.
Yeah, who hasn't in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
That's actually like the littlest
I think they
stuff.
should let them smoke weed and I mean, because whether you're for it or against it, you can't disprove the medical studies that have been done and the benefits that it does have.
Yeah, with anxiety and pain and
sure.
all that. What I understand is, how do you now? You say it's legal in Colorado. So if they go and play a game in Denver,
it's not. But it's not. No, because it's
I don't
not.
understand how it works.
Because it's not federally legal, so the NFL is going to go by federal law. That's a lot of corporations do too. So when I worked for Walmart, part of the problem of people, because I talked to some people in Colorado, because I went to Arkansas for training for a week at one point in time, and that's like the home office of Walmart, Bentonville, Arkansas. That's where Walmart started.
Is that where Walton came from?
Dude, yeah, it's all about fucking Walmart.
Oh, I
dude.
believe
it's they have like a museum that's all Walmart.
Does it have like a Waltonville type
Kind
atmosphere?
of. But they have like all these crazy things that Walmart's like working on that don't even exist yet, but they exist in Arkansas because they're testing it.
Oh, that makes sense.
But anyways, I was talking to some people that were from Colorado, and they said they can't hire anybody because they all fail their drug tests, because in Colorado it's legal to smoke weed, but because it's not federally legal, Walmart goes by the federal law. Because they're a corporation that has a store in every single state in this country,
But
and
then the arm of the people is going to win.
What?
Then the arm of the people win is they'll not be able to employ anybody.
That's a problem that they were facing.
So they're going to have to bend, right?
Kind of to combat that, they stopped doing drug tests up until a certain point. So like if depending on what level you were, so say if you were going to be a cashier, you didn't have to take a drug test. But if you're going in a service department, so like the deli, the bakery,
so somewhere you can hurt yourself,
somewhere where you're working on,
impaired.
then you get drug tested.
But I mean, give me a break. If you're going to go for a job like that's more skilled, and you come in high, you deserve to cut your fucking finger off.
The one one time a lot of times when I was working at Walmart here in town, I got pulled all over the place because I was I don't know. I guess I was a good worker. I'd like to think I have a good work ethic, and I like to, no matter how much I hate the job or what, I want to do well at it, and I'm going to do it. And so they pulled me everywhere to do work on all these projects because they knew I would do it. And one time I got pulled into the deli, and I did cut my finger on.
Oh no!
I cut like the tip of my finger, and it was like,
and it probably didn't hurt, right? It's
did.
like here when it first happens, it's so smooth.
But it was like, it took a big old chunk, and I just had opened a big old thing of ham. Had to throw it all out.
Were you cutting it for some old lady?
Yeah, I was.
And did they all scream, or how'd it go
all
down?
of a sudden, I was just like, oh, and then I looked at the person next to me. I was like, gotta go.
Did you ever watch The Wrestler? The movie
No.
So he like tries different jobs, and it's kind of like what we do, right? Is we have to have that. The reason why we're on podcasts, we gotta have that radio buzz, kind of feeling of chilling and having a microphone.
Sure.
And so he's like trying to do different jobs to get a little more caring with his daughter and try and be a little more responsible. Mm-hmm. And he's in the deli, and they show the people just giving him all kinds of crap about what he's doing. And he got to the point where his old lady's saying stuff, and he just looks at the thing, and just whaps it, just so he just cuts the tip off. So it's like, I gotta get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I cut it, and then whatever. I didn't report it because it wasn't that bad. And it was fine, but
how much meat? How many dollars worth of meat is that?
Ooh,
it's got because it's a lot of meat, right?
Yeah.
Now is that just signed off on a? Well, if you didn't report it, then
they
trash.
They had to throw it away. I did report it, but I didn't go. I guess I didn't report it as an accident because you just put a Band-Aid on it.
But you think their health plan would probably pay for the meat?
The insurance, yeah. There's stuff is going to go bad in any setting.
Oh, that makes sense.
So we have like insurance, and Walmart actually donates their waste food they don't. I guess they don't donate, but they do donate to Feeding America. So if something, because we have to go by expiration dates, but we all know expiration dates are really more of a guideline.
They're not real, especially something like cold cuts. It's got so much salt in it. It lasts forever.
Yeah, so when we reach the expiration date, so what they do is they freeze it then, and then they freeze it, and they get it all set up in a box. So they do the produce, the dairy, and the meat, and they donate it to Feeding America. Twice a week, thing. Feeding America. People, Walmart gets a bad rep, but they do a lot of good things. But they some of it's true and some of it's not.
What I understand is Walmart gets a bad rap, but everybody shops there. First place you go
Yeah.
to get a deal is
Well,
Walmart.
because you can't get anything cheaper than that, man. Like
Yeah.
you can't. Walmart, you cannot be beat on prices.
But that's a bad thing in a way. I mean,
It is,
my company
but-
sells to Walmart in the sporting goods section.
Sure.
And it's insane the amount. What's amazing about, at least from the perspective I saw, is the amount of leverage they have over other companies to sell there. Is the reason why they're so inexpensive. Is they're like, I'm only going to pay you this.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to put it in this spot here, or if you want to put it there, you're going to pay this premium. And so
Sure.
people may hate them, but they got it down.
Yeah, they
to
do.
a science, right?
It's I don't know. I do have my beef with with Walmart. I spent 9 years of my life there, but I'm not gonna bash them. And if somebody says something, I'll correct them if they're incorrect, because they're not all bad. I shop there to this day. You know why? Because that's all I can afford.
Well,
Most people can
but that's the problem with it. They put us in these underpaying jobs and stuff,
Yep.
and you gotta find the right job and the right way of life.
Mm-hmm.
But they make it so it's hard to shop anywhere else, and you're kind of in a corner to do it.
Yeah.
That's why I think the web shopping's taken off.
Yeah, for sure, because you can kind of.
They don't have the overhead, so they can compete better with a Walmart.
Yeah, that's true. So, tell me what life is like in Boston. So, Midwest Bostonian.
Yeah.
You talk about kind of the cultural differences in a sense, because Wisconsin has a culture. Every state has its own culture.
And it started really about that, and then I realized, wow, in my opening episode, I pretty much said everything I need to say about it.
Now what?
And so it kind of it was good that it happened, because it kind of broadened things out, where like this one coming up soon is going to be about military. And, military's interested me recently because of my son entering the Air Force and all that. And it's like, had a great conversation, and it has nothing to do really with Boston, but it's turned in more of I want to interview people and just see their point of view, because I'm very open to it.
It doesn't have to just be about Boston. Like you are the Midwest Bostonian.
Yeah, but I can't wait to get Dudes on a Porch on my show, because your point of view is different than most because of this kind of some of the stuff you're saying today. So, I mean, I think that's the beautiful thing about podcasts is it's a bunch of people that all like to just be creative, and everybody helps everybody. It seems more, I don't know, to me it's structurally a better method than standard radio. I mean,
sure.
You've seen both.
Long form.
What's the difference between standard radio and podcasts in regard to pros and cons, in your opinion?
Well, in radio, doing a morning show, you talk about a lot of different topics, and you can kind of touch on all aspects of everything. It's fun because it has the music along with it. Your dog is fine.
You don't know what's about to happen.
Oh, is she gonna hump the dog? She go to town on it.
She stands on her head, and it's gonna mess the show up, because you're gonna die laughing.
It's gonna kill the flow.
You're just
gonna kill the flow.
Oh, I hate it. And then after she's done humping it, she'll come lick me, and it disgusts me.
But anyways,
sorry.
I don't know. Like I like the format of radio, because you play tunes and you can plug in different songs and stuff like that. And then it's just like I don't know. You just have a relationship with the people that tune in without having one. You know what I mean?
And it's kind of you're set more, because you have
there's formula.
There's more things at your disposal, and you have set things to look at and read, and so it's like you always have something to talk about. When you're in a podcast,
depends on the
I
format.
end with the radio is I come in the radio in a different way. As I was coming in as comedian, and I have a week to prepare my material, but there's a lot of work that goes into that. But trying to flip it around and say, okay, I want to have a serious show that looks at things with a few side jokes here and there, it's a totally different perspective than what you guys do, and it makes it harder.
It's, I mean, with my podcast is different than some other people's. A lot of people have like the free flowing like I do, and they kind of have the same thing. But some have like an actual, like a more specific format. So
More
like
of a radio format.
Some people have like a true crime podcast, and it's more of telling a story.
Oh, okay.
And it's more like reporting. There's you can do a podcast on anything, man. Like on anything.
But that's what's cool about it.
Yeah, but mine, like, it's just, this one is just free flowing. I don't prep for this at all. The only prepping that goes into this show is on the Strange Brew episodes, because I gotta find paranormal stuff to talk about. Yeah. But other than that, it's just shooting the shit, and the most prep I go into an average episode is finding what beer to drink.
Well, I think that's a difference in the personalities, and maybe that's when you're doing a comedy thing. You always want to prepare because you have to kind of get the pop. But I'm just used to, like, if I didn't prepare for my show and at least have bullet notes, I'd be all over the place. But I do notice once I get into the flow of the show, it just gets me started. And just knowing they're there to look at, I end up.
The dog is getting ready. It just give us.
Why did you make me look?
Just give us a preview.
You just. Oh God, this is not good for radio right here. When you hear the noise she makes, it's actually gonna. Oh my God, I am so embarrassed. I feel like the wheels have come off my bike.
You're fine.
Only you'll understand.
Yeah,
that.
I got it. But oh yeah, okay. Anyways, I don't know, man. Like my.
Fuck.
This is the first.
I'm so sorry.
This is the first. And what's the best part is
and she stopped because you're laughing.
We got the dog in the Instagram picture.
Don't take her picture now. And this is the first teddy bear I ever gave my wife when we first started going out. And my dog is a female. She's a female.
She stands on her fucking head.
She stands on her head when she fucks. Sorry about that.
Oh, fuck.
But it's the first thing I brought my wife, and somewhere there's some heart where I wrote how much I loved her when we first started dating, and it's my dog's fuck toy. She'll turn in a circle.
Oh, Lola, what are you doing? Oh, fuck.
Leave her alone. She's having her fun time.
This is definitely the hardest I've ever laughed on the podcast.
I'm so sorry. Lola, you just ruined the show.
It just shows how immature I am.
Wait till she starts.
I have such a wide variety of what I think is funny. You know,
well,
like,
come on, what other dog do you see stand on their head when they're fucking something? I mean, that's a pretty, and that's the difference because she's a Boston Terrier, and then she licks her own. But a Boston Terrier, see, we're different.
I guess. So, oh man, I don't even know.
She's getting embarrassed. We really ruined the show.
We talked about.
Now she's licking the router. She's looking for internet porn.
But yeah, I prefer the podcast over radio because just because it's people I know. You're not regulated. You can say whatever you want, you know, and talk about whatever topics you want.
And
you
I feel like I'm just hanging with a friend.
Yeah, we got, you know, on the show we get pretty edgy sometimes. We
that's why I'm
push the limits. Yeah. I mean, going into what now will be the last week of the show, and then on a bigger and better things, which is okay.
How does it feel knowing, like, are you like feeling the time of each moment's precious, or are you more of let's get this out of here?
I kind of both, I guess. You know, because I do multiple things at the station that I'm at now, but I'm excited. You know, I'm gonna miss the show for sure. It's a fun part of my day, but you know, I'm ready to work on the life goals that I need, and that unfortunately the station just can't help me with. And that's
you've done the work going to school and all that, and now your degree is actually going to come into play, and you're actually going to use it. It's amazing that your degree can mold and meld a little bit to where communication means more than just having a mic in your hand.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have a radio, TV, film degree, which is communications, and but you know, I have the experience of being a manager in the retail setting, and so. But yeah, I'm excited about it.
And I think you know, the radio piece, that's what's the beauty of how technology's going. I really believe with so many people doing podcasts now, I think the future of radio is going to be that. I mean,
yeah,
just like Walmart, we're talking about sales. I don't think the brick and mortar radio stations can compete with a podcast that can go all over the world with somebody just sitting in our living room just shooting the shit like we are.
Yeah. Part of the problem with like everyone, a lot of people have podcasts, and I like the podcast. I like the independent podcast. I like the big famous podcasts. It's just hard to get the listeners, you know.
We're working
on it.
What are the podcasts that I think that's the hardest thing, because there's so many podcasts, to get an audience that follows you is really the hard part. And I think the bigger celebrity names, just like Twitter account, Facebook and all that, it's hard to take any of that off unless you got something there. And how I looked at it as, I don't think anybody's going to give a shit about what I talk about on my show. And so in my mind, I'm not a great writer. I do prep in that. I'm mainly doing the show. If a bunch of people start listening, and that's cool, I won't change who I am. But fuck it. I'm sorry. In my mind, at least I'm going to create like this audio blog for myself that I can go back, because I enjoy listening to it. And as you get older, you never know what the hell kind of legacy you're going to leave. And
for sure,
nobody can erase digital tape, so I might as well go for it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And you never know. Like, it's cool. I mean, I listen to a lot of podcasts consistently. And some of them are the bigger name ones, and some of them are more independent. The one that I've been in contact with most, it's a podcast called the Sometimes Geek podcast.
What's that one about?
Their promo actually was going to play at the beginning of this episode.
Oh.
He's got a cool format. He does about like 15 to 20 minutes an episode a week, and he just talks about the gaming stuff.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, he's from Washington, so it's pretty cool.
Multiple consoles or PC or?
He talks about everything.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Different games, different consoles, and stuff like that. So
like a PewDiePie about audio kind of thing?
PewDiePie is stupid.
Well,
no,
that's the only
this
thing I
guy's
know
good.
that's video game related.
PewDiePie is just a YouTuber that played video games. You know, which is crazy too. There's so many people that are famous on YouTube for fucking playing video games.
Well, that whole Twitch thing.
Twitch is wild.
Twitch is nothing but things of watching people. To me, that bores me. My son doesn't even want cable. He sits and just watches all that stuff all day. And to me, it bores the shit out of me.
Do you want to get the Friday the 13th game with me?
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I want to buy it because I miss gaming. I miss it. You know, for a while you and me were playing, man, but you just get caught up in things sometimes, and you just can't do it.
I took Madden back.
Oh, you don't have Madden anymore?
It caused a real problem for me.
Did it? Why is that?
So I started getting into that card thing, and I don't know how many other people play it.
Yeah.
But I played franchise forever. I didn't have a problem. When I started getting into the card thing, insane habit, like a slot machine kind of thing, where you just, especially me who's a perfectionist, wants the perfect team, and you're like, oh my God, I bought this game 7 times over again. I actually bought a whole shitload of games during Black Friday. They're still in the wrapper, so I'm like, I'm gonna take that back, and it's gonna force me to play the other games. I still gotta get going on Resident Evil 7. That game's been out for a while. I haven't played it yet. I'm definitely, once I get Fractured But Whole, the South Park game, I'm gonna fucking binge the shit out of that. Well, you can borrow mine. I got it.
You bought it?
I bought it. It was actually an embarrassing situation in the store that you'd think that it would have happened a bunch of times, but I used to work at a GameStop, and so I was there, and I know the guys, and I yell across just thinking, because I get, so now they have this elite level, and now they have there's this elite plus level, so there's even more of a reason to want to buy used games, because you get 30% off instead of the 10 or the 20. And because I know the guy, he's got a mother in there that's turning in some old Nintendo, and I go, hey, I forget his name, but it was like, hey, do you have a used fractured butthole? And the mother's like, what is wrong with you people? He goes, yeah, I think I got one. Let me bend over and look at it, because it's in the drawers below. And neither of us thought about it, but the mother was like, I'm not selling games to you. I'm out of here. You two are just sick and disgusting. And then he goes, if you buy a sealed fractured butthole, you get the first game free. And I'm like, oh, then I want a sealed fractured butthole or whatever. And it's like, you don't even have to try. And that's why South Park's funny, is like, it's because it's like, I don't know, you know people are going to do it, but when you don't even think about it, that's when it's funnier.
Yeah. So are we going to dare to be different on this podcast episode?
I don't want to ruin your format over the fact that
this is fine.
The beers are flowing pretty good, so we might as well.
We are going to do something that we've never done.
A twofer.
This is a twofer. So not only do we have the Mutiny IPA, which was delicious
and nutritious,
but you know what we're going to go into? We're going to go to another Capital Brewing, and we're going to enjoy a nice lake house. So what we're going to do is essentially reset right now. So you ready?
But kind of, if it's Capital Brewing, It's kind of just inbreeding, so it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same, but it's the same but different.
The wort is probably similar.
Yeah. So, Lake House, slightly malty, lightly hopped. This clean, refreshing golden lager is a perfect beer to quench your thirst on a warm, sunny day. Conveniently, we are making our way through November. Lola's having a warm, sunny day because she is fucking this teddy bear still.
I am
She's
so embarrassed to let you in my home for this. The fact that she's licking after really disgusts me.
Lola,
I'm really sorry.
Lola lasts a lot longer than I do. Congratulations.
Well, it's kind of easy when you're just scissor fucking a teddy bear, right? Oh, we need the opener.
Is it? So
I
the
don't
other
know,
one
it's hurting my fingers.
Yeah, it hurts. The other one we didn't have one. So essentially, the story of this is a guy I work with gave me this 6-pack of beer because he knows I got the podcast, but he also I've also been giving him rides to work because he's been getting his cars fixed.
So what's he gonna do now?
Well, I drive across town to go pick him up, and then his car's fixed now.
Oh,
so as a token of his appreciation, he gave me these beers.
You know what? I'm very thankful that you were a kind citizen, drove him to work because I'm having fun with this.
It's good.
So, what's the description of this one and the hop level and all that?
Well, let's get that. Let's get there right now. So we're gonna go on Untapped, which you can follow us. You can be our friend. So Untapped, have you ever heard of that app?
Yes, I have.
Download it and be our friend.
I have it on my phone.
Be my friend.
I thought it was only for bars.
No, man.
I
for
didn't
beers
know that.
too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's 4.6% alcohol, 18 on the bitterness units. So,
so it's gonna be nice.
Very less bitter.
It's much.
You got to work on your pouring.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having.
It's not. You're used to the nitrogen infused
And I'm
beers
pouring 'em in,
where you just
yeah.
fucking dump it where you're supposed to. But these you're supposed to do. You kind of tilt it and go and pour on the side.
I've been doing too much nitro, man. Sorry, doing too much nitro. If you ever done nitro, that's what it sounds like.
You would think with a lake house. I don't know why, but because it had the summer feel to it, I was thinking a summer shandy. But you know what? I'm going to say the color is a little lighter than the Mutiny IPA, but really not. It's a lager, but really not too much brighter.
No,
it's kind of got the same thing going on.
I'm not as impressed with this one.
No, me neither. It's still good. It's fine.
It tastes more like a commercial beer to me.
Yeah,
which is okay.
That's a good way to put it.
It's,
I really like the Mutiny.
That one surprised me.
I'll buy that one. I'm not really like a dark beer type of dude, but I mean that tastes like a dark beer. And that dark beer that you gave me that one time was it from Michigan?
Yes, that's the one I was thinking about. What was it? It was in the can. Oh, it was called the Widowmaker.
Widowmaker, yeah.
Where it looked like a dark beer, but it tasted like a light beer kind of thing.
Yeah, and those were good too. That was good too. But
expensive out here, but good. You can get it locally.
Can you?
At Festival Foods in the can.
Festival Foods got a good selection.
They made
so Festival Foods is teaming up with Bare Bones Brewery, and they made a cookie stout.
Oh, I did not know that. Like for a Christmas, like gingerbread cookie or
no chocolate chip.
Oh, that sounds good.
So they take cookies from Festival Foods and give it to Bare Bones Brewery, and they make this beer. They were giving out samples
for real?
when I went grocery shopping there around Thanksgiving time. Yeah.
Is there pieces of cookie in it or
no?
What? They just grind it up and turn it into a mash.
I don't really know how they do it, but
wow. Well, there's sugar in the cookie, so you think that they could do it the same thing. Right?
Yeah, it's a darker beer. It wasn't bad, so maybe that we'll throw that on the podcast sometime too.
Did it taste like a cookie, or was it just
kind of? I mean, I only had the one. I had like not even an ounce of it.
Right, they give you a little time.
So you get you have to kind of get a couple more sips to kind of get the full effect, I guess. But
did you ever have the one? I don't know if you already did it on here. I don't think you have. What's it called? It's like salted pretzel. And
I had that one here though.
It tastes like you're drinking it and you taste like you're eating a pretzel.
Was that
that's weird. I think that was a Liney. Yeah,
it was weird.
It was like almost too weird.
I couldn't have more than one.
No,
for sure.
It was Lola weird.
Yeah, Lola. Are you done, Lola? Taco? Maybe that's why she tilts her head when you say taco.
I don't know, but now she's got herself to where she has to go pedals because she's got herself all worked up.
She got herself worked up. You need me to put it on pause and so you can let the dog out?
We gotta go tink tinks. Sorry.
All right, it's fine. It's a magical thing in podcasting when you hit pause and you come back instantly. We could take an hour break, but they won't never know. So we'll be right back. And just like that, we're back. See, there's a brief second.
It was like Star Trek.
Yeah, yeah. Did you hear Quentin Tarantino's looking to make a fucking Star Trek movie? Rated R Star Trek movie. I'm not down with that.
I think he'll try and change the formula too much because he's so, like, everything has to be on its end kind of thing.
Yeah, but so they've made 2 Star Trek movies, both PG-13. But why Quentin Tarantino, he's so original all the time. Why do you need to dip into a franchise?
I think maybe he's such a fan of Star Trek, just knowing how he is.
Maybe.
With
Quentin
everything
Tarantino's a weird dude.
He wants to put his own spin on it, but I really think
he's got 2 movies. He's got 2 movies left. So this because he only wants to make 10 movies.
Oh,
and he's on the Hateful Eight was number 8.
Do you think
and then
that
he's
because
doing,
it's a franchise it won't count?
I don't know.
Maybe
Well, Kill Bill is technically 2 movies for him.
But he only filmed at one time. Does he count it as 2?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's...
Yeah, so you got Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill 1, Kill Bill 2, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Inglourious Bastards, The Hateful Eight, and what am I missing?
You're missing the one with Brad Pitt.
Inglourious Bastards, I said that.
You're missing the one with the Django Unchained.
Django Unchained, yes, which is a really good movie.
First time I watched it, I didn't like it, but then the second time I thought it was incredible.
Isn't it weird that they play like modern day rap music in a Western?
I think that's part of his thing. That's yeah. I think that's why.
Well, he did. Didn't he do Death Proof too?
I don't
maybe
know.
he only does count Kill Bill as one movie, because Death Proof is. I thought it was. I think I could be wrong.
I don't know about that one. I've never seen that one.
I'm pretty sure it's Quentin Tarantino.
I just think with you watch where he does everything. I mean, well, he also did that. He did that kung fu movie.
I don't know.
What was it called? It was with Jet Li, Hero.
Oh, really?
But it was a remake of a movie that they'd already done in overseas.
Okay.
So I don't know how his counts.
I don't know what he counts as, but I thought maybe it's a little more than 10, but he's only doing a specific number of movies, and Star Trek would be his last one. A Charles Manson movie that he made is coming out soon.
That's gonna be scary.
That'd be interesting.
Charles Manson scared me since I was a kid.
He did. Why?
Just because I kind of grew up in that kind of era where it had gone and this and that, but I think it changed America where it made people more afraid. It started to violence hit America a little more. It's just so publicized.
Sure. So
and watching his rants when he was up for parole, he did some scary shit. Man.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really around or kind of aware of that kind of when it was going on. You know, Charles Manson's been in prison, I'm pretty sure, for the majority of actually probably all my life.
Yeah, he was in prison for my entire life, but when you come up for parole, I mean, you see a guy with a swastika on his forehead screaming about like he's Christ and stuff.
Now he's dead.
Scared the shit out of you. I'm happy he's dead.
Yeah,
I don't want anybody to die.
Is that a weird thing? So is it a weird thing to find joy in somebody's death? To find not joy but relief in somebody's death?
I think it's not the right thing to do, but I think it's human nature when it's something that scares you. I think the reason why I would with him is because he scared me. But then there's, other people, if they hurt you really bad, you want the same thing. Charles
Manson is one of the only people referred to as a serial killer who never killed anybody.
Yeah, because he's really a wimp. There's some documentary on one of the things. He just forces people to do it.
Yeah. We had the opportunity to interview somebody that was in the Manson family.
Oh, my God. I saw some of them talk about crazy as a cuckoo clock. They're crazy. Yeah. Well, but he had them so hopped up on LSD that most of them didn't know where the hell they were.
So, if you were to start a cult, what kind of cult would you do? So, the Manson family essentially is a cult.
Yeah.
So, what kind of cult would you have? You know what I would have? I'd just be like, would you have a pizza cult?
I think
try various types of pizza, bro.
I think you've known me long enough that you could probably say what kind of cult it would be. If you know me, there'd only be one kind of cult I would create.
A Patriots cult.
No, I don't like football that much. That's out here. It would be a big fat titty cult.
Yeah, I knew that was coming up.
Oh my God,
big fat titties.
It would be like, as long as if you can make your breasts touch my face, you will go to heaven. And I would just I'd look like a freaking big ball pit of titties. That my son gave me one thing once. It said heaven, and it was a big ball pit just full of titties.
Nice. Yeah, I can
and
understand.
it runs out. What happens is that no two are the same. It's like a fingerprint. But then you kind of run out and you're like, well, okay, they all look like pepperoni. And then you hear about like cool new things like albino nipples, you know, and it just changes your whole look on life.
Yeah. That some people share more information about themselves than you were ready to learn about them, you know?
Well, what sucks is with someone like me, if you do that, it's fodder, right? So you just got to be careful. You can't share too much with me.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So, your Boston life. I'm just interested to learn about it. I've never been really on the East Coast.
Come home with me.
I've been to Florida. That's not really East Coast. That's Southeast.
It's New England for a reason. Have you ever been overseas?
No. I've been. So I have been like out of Wisconsin a lot. I've been to a lot of different states. Obviously, the furthest I've ever been is Alaska, which is, I don't know, man. Like I don't. People in Alaska aren't really that much different. Well, I guess I don't know.
Well, I think you're right. Is most of the places aren't different. Did you go to Seattle on your way to Alaska?
Just the airport.
Because Seattle and Boston to me are similar. And
okay.
I don't know why, and just the way the people
I prefer
are.
Boston's football team over Seattle's football team.
I've
hate the Seahawks.
I've watched both at both stadiums. Any football team in a stadium is cool to watch.
Yeah, I just hate it because of the Fail Mary and all the kind of the rivalry that's built
that makes
up
sense.
between.
It rubs you different than me.
Yeah,
I like the
Did
fact
you watch
that they got
game?
a Wisconsin. Oh, I did, and in a way,
was it an
was
interception or was it a touchdown? It was an interception.
It was definitely an interception.
Yeah, it was.
Well, the one good thing, it was a really good game for football because it finally got rid of that whole replacement ref shit.
Yeah,
it was like, look, this is why it's not working. So you helped me.
You're welcome.
Because I could not stand. But ever since then, it's like, did they really get rid of all the replacement refs? Because some of these refs really, really suck.
A little bit.
But anyway, so Boston, it's a lot like going to England without going there.
Sure.
And because it's New England, there's this thing called the Freedom Trail, which would be the big thing that you go around and you go through it. You realize how close we were to kind of becoming England. And when you go in the churches and stuff, there's actually areas built for the king and queen to sit and this kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
So the amount of history there, and it's a walking city because the streets are so small, but it's not as big as New York. And so you pretty much can go walk everywhere you are. So you kind of, like it really, the Bull and Finch pub there, that's how they filmed Cheers, and everything's small enough where what they say about Cheers is really about Boston. Is
where everybody knows your name.
Exactly. And think about a city, a huge city, but everybody kind of knows each other. And they literally walk by, and it's not like it's no fake on TV. You walk by, you go Sox. If you see, it's like that, and it's more open, and people talk to each other. And out here, I think everybody's kind of closed. If you're not from here, people just kind of shut you down.
Yeah, I guess in my experience, like I don't give a shit if you're from somewhere else. I really don't.
But tell me about Alaska then. What when you went to Alaska? Other than, is it really true? Like the nights and days are weird and stuff.
Yep.
But what was the thing that you said? Holy crap! This is like totally different. Was it?
I mean, they do things differently because they're 3 hours behind us. So it's 3 p.m. here. It's noon there. The football games start at 9 o'clock in the morning in Alaska, which is pretty crazy.
I was gonna say there's nothing wrong with that.
Which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. They're just. It's I don't have too much experience in Alaska because I have Fairbanks really to compare, and Fairbanks is like half the city is a military base. So there's a lot more
That's
military.
Americanized then.
Nah, just a lot more military personnel than anything. They have the people they're called natives. So like Native Americans. People will refer to them as Eskimo. Eskimo is a pretty derogatory term actually in Alaska.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was like, they make.
They're not Inuits. No, they're just native to the land. they get a little
indigenous.
Indigenous, yes. They get a tax break and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But it's just a lot more expensive there. The people are fine. There's a lot of people that drink. So kind of the same culture. Wisconsin. A lot of people drink in Wisconsin, and a lot of people drink in Alaska. There's really not much to do in Alaska.
Well, I think it's tied to most American Indians end up having alcohol issues, and I don't know if it's because
it's not just it's the other people too that live there.
Yeah.
They're surprisingly a lot of Packer fans in Fairbanks, Alaska.
Really?
Yes.
Is it because you spread the word or what?
No, I wish I could take the credit for that.
That'd be awesome.
No, it's just a team that a lot of people like. I don't know why.
We went to Disney World, and I don't know what it was. If it was Patriots Week,
sure.
I felt like I was in Boston. There was nobody not wearing.
Patriots are a pretty popular team, though, man. I mean, think of it. So think. You're a true Patriots fan.
I watched them when they lost. I mean,
yeah, for sure. If they started losing, it's going to change. You're not going to see as many people at Disney World rocking a Patriots shirt.
But I wouldn't change and see that.
No, for sure. I mean, neither would I with the Packers. I mean, look at the Packers now. They're in a sticky situation, and I support them, and I think they're going to win. I still think they're going to win the Super Bowl.
And I think that's good that you have that because that's what they need to move forward. That's where, I mean, you were at that game, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What did you feel like when? I guarantee you weren't booing.
No, I
when
didn't.
Everybody around you. I mean, did it sound worse on the TV?
Not. I think so. People booed for sure, but not many people. There was like one person that booed by me.
So do you think the TV pumps that stuff up? Because even Geronimo Allison said he usually doesn't hear it, and he tuned into it.
Yeah, they heard it for sure. Well, Geronimo Allison, yeah, he was on the field. It could be heard for sure. You can hear it. What
as a Packer fan, what were they really booing about? Was I off that they're booing the team? Or were they booing the fact that Brett Hundley didn't try and make an end zone throw? Which I think if he did, you guys wouldn't have won the game.
Yeah, I don't really know. People aren't happy with Brett Hundley, but you know what? None of us could do better. I mean, he was a professional football player for a reason.
But, I mean, Aaron Rodgers going down.
He's good.
Aaron Rodgers also, you got to remember, the way Aaron Rodgers plays football is different, amazing, and different than anybody else.
For sure.
The way he has the receivers ready to go when if somebody's not in the field or exchange people. Mm-hmm. He's a coach on the field. Tom Brady can't even do that. And so you get people like Jordy Nelson who are used to getting ready to fly.
Yeah.
Huntley nobody has the arm that I forget what it was, even at the family day that Aaron Rodgers throws this ball down the field into this tire. It's like nobody can be that accurate on that long of a throw. So how do you expect someone like Brett Hundley, who's an average quarterback, to do what Aaron Rodgers does?
It is kind of annoying. Like people are like booing him, and it's like I don't know if they're booing McCarthy. I don't know if they're booing Hundley. You don't really know. People are just fucking.
But then when you win the game.
Yeah, and
everybody talks shit at work about how great they are. It's like, wait, I don't know. To me, I would never boo my team.
No, neither would I. I don't boo my team.
So the important question is, what was it like to be a dad? And my son isn't into football and sports. I took him to a rugby game. He loved that.
Yeah.
But to be a dad, bring your daughter to her first game and just experience her feeling what you felt like when you first started liking sports.
She had fun. I mean, she doesn't really like football that much. She always says she likes Packers, but she doesn't like watching them. So
kids don't have the,
Yeah, I understand. I understand for sure. When I was 9 years old, I wasn't into it either.
What was the most fun for her then?
She just liked, she likes going to the shows with me. You see her every week.
Yep.
And she asks questions every week. So she likes the Packers. She likes the organization.
Thinks her own questions are actually football related.
She asks her own questions. Yeah.
I don't give kids that were asking like, "What's your favorite season?" Just really was. Weird.
Yeah, I don't ask her. She thinks of her own. I don't tell her what to ask. But she liked it. She liked watching them, and then we see the players on the field, and I'm pointing at the ones she's met. And I was like, "Oh, there's Dramo. There's Aaron Jones, and there's Jeff Janis and stuff like that." So those are all players that she's met, and so she gets excited about that and gets to see him play. And when Aaron Jones scored that touchdown in OT, I picked her up and I started I was like, yeah,
that sent chills down my spine because I mean, you watch football games. You're like, okay, Williams, right?
Williams got most of them.
Williams got this game going. All they did was Jones is still hurt.
He played one play.
And they put him in just to give Williams a breather. And to break it, that just never happens. The guy that doesn't have the rhythm of the game to come in and have a rhythm break holes like that, Aaron Jones is underrated. It's like, what do you do now? You almost need to come up with a 2-back set because you got 2 incredible running backs, and the Packers have never had anything like that before.
We haven't. They haven't.
And so I don't think McCarthy knows what to do with them.
No. Well, Ty Montgomery's not going to be a running back anymore.
No, I don't think. I think he'll go back to wide receiver. I don't think he'll be with the Packers next year.
I don't think so either. I don't. The problem with the Packers is that they have so many fucking wide receivers. They're all wide receivers.
I'll tell you, but
I think Randall Cobb is on his way out as well.
I would really love to see Ty Montgomery. I think he'd make an excellent
Patriot
pass back.
Yeah,
the Patriots that be able to do the end around, to be able to come out of the backfield. Oh man, he'd tear it up.
Yeah, I'm excited for the rest of the season. We'll see what happens.
I think with your running game, you're gonna be okay.
For sure.
If
we win Sunday, we have a chance, man.
Because Rodgers will be back.
Because Rodgers will be back.
And the fact that the luck of the draw. There's no way you're not going to beat the Browns. It's just not going to happen. You have to beat them.
I hope not. I hope we can beat them.
If that happens, that would be the worst way to start a winter. Snow on the ground, and you give the Browns it's just not going to happen. They're not good enough.
Yeah,
their defense can't handle it. And your defense has been stepping up the past few weeks.
A little bit.
They give your defense a lot of crap, but they found their rhythm. 7
sacks last week.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking unreal.
And a lot of the younger players we've been meeting, I think it's good that you have a young team. That means you got a lot of years.
Development. And
yeah.
Absolutely. Tom Brady's only got a few years left, I think.
I'll be shocked if he plays after next year. I think showing that they moved Garoppolo tells me that he's at least going to play next year.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my biggest fear is because of what Gronk did, that his last game will be the next game against the Bills, because they take Tom Brady out of his retaliation. Tom Brady gets one big hit. Once you're old like that, I know I'm old. You are not going to come back as easy. So I think it's over.
I hope for the sake of my fantasy teams, he does well for the remainder of the season.
Well, I hope he does really well this week, and I hope next week he sucks it up. I hope they take him out, because we clinched this week. What sucks for you is, the reason why we're saying that is, next week we're probably most likely going to play in fantasy for the title.
Yeah,
from a place that isn't going to want to pay me, but
they'll pay you.
They will. But I think if we clinch, I know they'll sit Brady. They won't play Brady because they don't want to hurt him.
Brady, but Belichick and Brady, they don't like that format.
But now that he's aging, I think you're going to see more of him.
Even when they were dominating that one week, he finished the game out.
Well, I want to hope that they sit him so that I can laugh that I beat my own quarterback. As long as they win, I don't care.
No, I thought it was funny when that one week because they didn't sit Brady, and they asked Belichick at the post game conference, and he's like, why would I sit him when he's just going to kneel it anyways? What difference does it make?
You can't get hurt kneeling. That's true.
It doesn't matter. Belichick, I just like that he's a straight shooter.
I'd like to hang out with him because people call him a dick and stuff. From what I hear and some of the comebacks he has, I think he's one funny guy. I bet you he'd be more of a party than you ever think.
Yeah,
that one is from the 3 beers we tried together. Now you're holding the bottle up. That's last on the list for me. I mean, you've tried one hell of a lot more beers than I have on the show, but that's one of the ones that's kind of just I wouldn't throw it away, but it's just it wasn't as impressive as the other 2 I tried.
No. All right. Well, we're gonna get to the point. So this is come full circle here with the beers.
Get out.
Capital Brewing in Madison, Wisconsin, a great place to hang out.
Go Badgers.
Go Badgers. It's actually Middleton, Wisconsin, which is close to...
It's close enough.
Close to Madison, pretty much Madison. So the first one we had was the Mutiny, the IPA.
I rate
Do we drink
really
it
high.
or we dump it?
We drink the hell out of that.
We drink the hell out of that. And then the double, the Tufa, the Lake House, we drink it if it's necessary.
I would personally, I would dump it.
Well,
The reason I would dump it is because the only reason I would dump it, and this is probably why you don't do 2 beers in a week, is because they're made by the same company, and I know what they can do with Mutiny, and it's like you kind of just half-ass that one because Mutiny's so off the hook.
Yeah, I would agree. I would drink the Lake House if I needed to, but the Mutiny was a lot better.
Yeah,
was a lot better. But so we'll drink the Mutiny and maybe we say dump. It's gonna happen eventually.
So if you had 3 beers in front of you and you had to dump one, and you had Bubbler from the last one we tried.
I like Bubbler.
And you had Mutiny, and then you had
Lake House. I dumped the Lake House.
So my problem is you told me to pick between Bubbler and Mutiny. I'd have a really problem with it because they're so different.
Yeah,
but,
they're both IPAs.
They were both IPAs, but the fact that this beer is so bizarre and it tastes like a dark beer, I'd have a lot of trouble picking which one I would drink.
Sure,
which one I would get rid of. I don't think I could. I think I would have to double fist it, man.
Double fist it all the way, baby. Yeah, they're all good, but yeah. I mean, Capital Brewing so far is a good one, and we'll try another Capital Brewing coming up on the next Strange Brew episode with
a scary
with
one.
the Go Ship, which is a white IPA.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but
honky IPA.
Yeah.
Well, isn't Blue Moon a white? That's a white Belgian ale, though, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. So
I have no idea.
It's probably gonna be a citrusy beer then.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what the next topic's going to be. Last time we did the Thanksgiving thing. Should I do a Christmas one? A Krampus one?
You could call it a Krampus one, but don't you kind of, since capitals are about boats, don't you have to do something about people lost at sea or something?
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
You know what, though? The only way to know is to tune in.
To tune in, motherfucker.
And figure out what the hell is going on in Drew's brain and which way he's going to go. Is he going to go Santa Claus? Or is he going to go Night Bear Before Christmas pirate ship shit?
Nobody knows. You got to find out.
Tune in, motherfucker.
Tune in, motherfucker. Also, we've been spinning some tracks lately, so the last 2 episodes have had some musical numbers on them.
And us both being punk rock fans, I'm kind of jacked for this one.
Yeah, I reached out. I tweeted a band from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania that I really like, that I've followed a lot, Anti-Flag, and they're a punk band. They're political activists. They're more on the liberal side, which is fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
They question and they things like that. They're actually really cool people. I've met them a few times, and they're a really good band. They make really good music. This is off. They said we can go spin a song from their new record, and I text Josh about it because Josh is also a big fan of them, and he told me what song he wanted us to play. So
awesome.
It's a song off their album American Fall. Pick it up. They're very good.
Well, since you got them saying yes to stuff, get them to come to Wisconsin, man. I want to see them live.
Yeah, they'll come to. They were in Wisconsin not too long ago. But I didn't go to it. But yeah, the next time they're around, we'll go catch them. They're really good.
Let's crank this shit up, man.
This is a song called "When the Walls Fall," when the wall falls down, or when the wall falls, something like that. It's really good. Off their album, American Fall.
This is who it would.
It is. Thanks for hanging.
There's a woman being drowned. They voted with their reverence and a Bible in the hand. Maybe we should go outside and try to stop the pain. But the anthem started playing and I'd hate to miss the game. Sweating in the ghetto with the Panthers and the poor. The rich will do it all for you but help you off the floor. Would their hope become a riot if the dream was in a rock? But they've got their wealth of pennies and besides we've got the cops. If they come for you in the night, they will come for me in the morning. If they come for you in the night, they will come for me in the morning. Now there's a dirty paper using sex to make a sale. They're all surprised to turn out and the outcomes were a fail. Maybe we can help them pay to stretch the truth online. We're busy reading Playboy and the Sunday New York Times. If they come for you in the night, they will come for me in the morning. If they come for you in the night, they will come for me in the morning. While you're safe now in the fire line,
audio.